Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a cycle of self-doubt, procrastination, or overthinking? You have big goals, a vision for your life, but something always holds you back. It's like an invisible wall between you and the person you know you could become. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's distractions, or maybe the biggest obstacle isn't out there, it's inside your mind. Imagine this. You're faced with a challenge, and instead of feeling overwhelmed, you remain calm. Instead of reacting impulsively, you respond with wisdom. Instead of feeling stuck, you move forward with clarity and purpose. That's what mastering your mind can do, and that's what we're going to uncover today. Stoic philosophy has helped warriors, emperors, and great thinkers build unshakable mental strength. It's not about suppressing emotions or being indifferent. It's about training your mind to stay focused, disciplined, and resilient no matter what life throws at you. Today, you'll learn powerful Stoic strategies that will help you break free from mental limitations, control your emotions, and develop unshakable self-discipline. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to apply these timeless principles to your modern life. You'll discover how to silence negative thoughts, sharpen your focus, and build the kind of mental strength that allows you to take control of your destiny. We'll cover 10 powerful lessons, starting with the most transformative one first. Because if you only take away one thing from this video, it should be this. Then, we'll explore how to overcome fear, build resilience, and cultivate a mindset that turns obstacles into opportunities. So stay with me until the end, because every lesson builds on the last, and by the time we finish, you'll have a roadmap to mental mastery. And if you find value in this, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Stoic Teachings today, and drop a comment sharing which Stoic principle resonates with you the most. Now, let's begin. 1. The power of self-discipline. Self-discipline is the foundation of a trained mind. Without it, we drift, pulled by distractions, controlled by emotions, and trapped by instant gratification. But with it, we become unstoppable. The Stoics understood that true freedom comes not from indulging every desire, but from mastering them. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about your daily life. How often do you set goals, but struggle to follow through? How many times have you told yourself you'd wake up early, start that project, or finally break that bad habit, only to slip back into old routines? This isn't because you lack motivation, it's because discipline hasn't been trained into your system. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is what remains when motivation fades. And the good news, it's something you can build step by step. Consider a modern example. World-class athletes. They don't rely on motivation to train every day. They follow a structured routine, whether they feel like it or not. The same principle applies to training your mind. If you want to develop mental strength, you need to create small, daily habits that reinforce discipline. Start with something simple. Wake up at the same time every morning, commit to a 5-minute meditation, or spend just 10 minutes reading instead of scrolling through your phone. The key is consistency. When you keep your promises to yourself, you build trust in your own ability to follow through, and that changes everything. The Stoics saw self-discipline as a form of inner armor. It protects you from impulsive reactions, from being a slave to emotions, from wasting energy on things you cannot control. Epictetus warned against being ruled by desires, saying, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. The more you train your mind, the less you will be controlled by external circumstances. The stress, the noise, the opinions of others, these lose their grip on you. Instead, you remain grounded, able to choose your response in any situation. Imagine the impact this could have on your life. Less stress, more focus, greater control over your emotions. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by work, relationships, or unexpected setbacks, you'll have the inner stability to handle them with clarity. And it all starts with the decision to commit, to show up for yourself daily, even in the smallest ways. So here's your challenge. Choose one action today that reinforces self-discipline. Just one. Maybe it's resisting the urge to check social media first thing in the morning. Maybe it's committing to a workout, even if you don't feel like it. Maybe it's sticking to a plan you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, follow through. Because every time you do, you strengthen the most powerful tool you have, your mind. And once you master that, nothing can stand in your way. If this resonates with you, take a second to hit like and subscribe to Stoic Teachings today. Drop a comment below. What's one small act of self-discipline you're committing to today? Let's build stronger minds together. 2. Overcoming negative thoughts. Negative thoughts are like invisible chains. They hold you back, limit your potential, and shape your reality in ways you don't even realize. The Stoics understood that the way we think determines the way we live. If you can train your mind to control your thoughts instead of letting them control you, you become unstoppable. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about how often your mind turns against you. You doubt yourself. You assume the worst. You replay past mistakes over and over again. These thoughts don't just exist in your head. They affect how you feel, how you act, and ultimately, what kind of life you live. But here's the truth. Negative thoughts are not reality. They are interpretations, and interpretations can be changed. The Stoics had a simple but powerful approach. Observe your thoughts like an outsider. Instead of reacting emotionally, take a step back and ask, is this thought helping me, or is it harming me? Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most of the fears, worries, and self-doubt we experience are not real threats. They are stories we tell ourselves. And the more we believe these stories, the more they shape our actions and hold us back. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine you make a mistake at work. Your mind immediately jumps to, "I'm not good enough. My boss will be disappointed. What if I lose my job?" But is any of that true? Or is it just an automatic reaction, an unchecked, irrational thought? The next time your mind spirals into negativity, pause. Challenge the thought. Ask yourself, where is the evidence? What's a more balanced way to look at this? Instead of, "I'm not good enough," reframe it to, "I made a mistake, but I can learn from it. One mistake doesn't define me." This simple shift changes how you feel and how you respond. Training your mind to challenge negativity takes practice, but the benefits are life-changing. Less stress, more confidence, greater mental clarity. Instead of being overwhelmed by worries, you become the master of your thoughts. Instead of reacting emotionally, you respond with wisdom. And the more you do this, the more resilient you become. So here's a simple challenge. For the next 24 hours, every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, pause. Write the thought down. Ask yourself, Is this thought serving me? Then reframe it into something more empowering. Do this consistently, and you'll start rewiring your brain to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. If you're finding value in these insights, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Stoic Teachings today. And let me know in the comments, what's one negative thought you're working to overcome? Let's build stronger minds together. 3. Mental clarity and focus. Clarity of mind is a rare gift in a world full of distractions. We are constantly bombarded with notifications, endless streams of information, and the pressure to always be doing something. But the Stoics understood that true power lies in focus, the ability to direct our attention where it truly matters. If you can train your mind to block out distractions and cultivate deep focus, you will not only gain mental strength, but also unlock a level of control that few ever achieve. Seneca once said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." When your mind is scattered, your energy is diluted. When your attention is divided, your impact is weakened. The key is to discipline your focus, because what you focus on shapes your reality. Think about how often you start your day with good intentions, only to find yourself lost in a sea of distractions. You sit down to work, but a notification pulls you away. You pick up your phone for a second, and suddenly 30 minutes have passed. This constant mental drift keeps you from achieving real progress. The Stoics taught that our mind, like a sword, must be sharpened through deliberate effort. If you do not train it, it will be weak, easily swayed by external noise. But if you cultivate mental discipline, you can develop unshakable focus, allowing you to take full control of your thoughts and actions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the essence of Stoic focus. The world will always be chaotic. Distractions will always exist. But what matters is whether you let them control you or whether you take charge of your attention. To train your mind, start by eliminating unnecessary distractions. Create a workspace free of clutter. Set specific times to check your phone instead of letting it dictate your day. When you work on something important, commit fully. No multitasking, no interruptions. Give your mind the space to think deeply. A simple yet powerful practice is single tasking. Instead of jumping from one thing to another, focus on one task at a time with complete presence. If you're reading, just read. If you're working, just work. Even in conversations, give the person in front of you your full attention. This habit, though small, rewires your brain to resist distractions and build mental clarity. Imagine how different your life would be if you could fully focus on what truly matters. Less stress, more productivity, a greater sense of peace. Instead of feeling scattered, you would feel grounded. Instead of reacting impulsively, you would act with intention. When you train your mind to focus, you gain power over your own life. Here's a challenge. For the next 24 hours, practice complete focus in one task. It could be writing, reading, or even just listening to someone without checking your phone. Notice how it feels. Notice how your mind resists at first, but then settles into deeper clarity. This is how you reclaim your mental strength. If you're ready to take control of your mind, like this video and subscribe to Stoic Teachings today. Let me know in the comments, what's the biggest distraction you're working to overcome? Let's build stronger minds together. 4. Taking control of your emotions. Emotions are powerful, They can drive us to take action, connect deeply with others, and experience life at its fullest. But they can also control us, leading to anger, anxiety, and regret. The Stoics believed that true strength comes from mastering emotions, not suppressing them. If you can train your mind to respond instead of react, you gain control over your life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You shouldn't give circumstances the power to rouse anger, for they don't care at all." This is the essence of emotional mastery, learning to separate what happens from how you choose to feel about it. Think about the last time you let an emotion take over. Maybe it was frustration when someone cut you off in traffic. Maybe it was anxiety over something outside your control. Maybe it was regret over words spoken in the heat of the moment. These emotions, though natural, often cloud our judgment and lead us to act impulsively. The Stoics teach us that emotions don't have to dictate our actions. Instead, we can step back, observe them, and decide how to respond. Epictetus had a simple but profound lesson. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The event itself is neutral. Your reaction is what gives it meaning. If someone insults you, you can choose to be offended, or you can choose to remain calm and unshaken. If a situation doesn't go as planned, you can let it ruin your day, or you can adapt and move forward. This ability to pause, to create space between emotion and reaction, is what separates those who are ruled by their emotions from those who master them. One of the most practical ways to apply this is the Stoic pause. When you feel a strong emotion rising, anger, fear, frustration, don't react immediately. Instead, take a deep breath, count to 3. Ask yourself, is this emotion serving me? This simple habit gives you control. It allows logic to catch up with emotion, preventing unnecessary stress and conflict. Imagine how different your life would be if you had this level of control. Less stress, more clarity, stronger relationships. Instead of getting caught up in drama or regret, you'd be able to navigate life with a sense of calm and purpose. You wouldn't be easily shaken by the small inconveniences or even the big challenges. You'd be in control not just of your emotions, but of your mind. Here's a challenge. For the next 24 hours, practice the Stoic pause. Anytime you feel a strong emotion, pause before reacting. Take a deep breath. Give yourself a moment to think. Notice how it changes your response, how it gives you power over your emotions instead of letting them control you. 5. The growth mindset. Growth is not about talent, it's about mindset. The Stoics believe that every obstacle, every challenge, and every setback was an opportunity to grow. If you train your mind to see difficulties as lessons rather than failures, nothing can stop you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is the essence of the growth mindset, seeing every difficulty not as a roadblock, but as a stepping stone to becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Think about a time when you faced failure. Maybe it was a project that didn't go as planned. Maybe it was a rejection that shook your confidence. In those moments, it's easy to feel stuck, to believe that failure is proof of our limitations. But the Stoics teach us that the only true failure is refusing to learn. The mind, like a muscle, grows through resistance. Challenges force you to adapt, to think differently, to develop skills you wouldn't have otherwise. The struggle is what sharpens you. Epictetus once said, Difficulties show a person's character, so when trouble comes, think of yourself as a wrestler whom God has paired with a tough opponent. Every challenge is training. Every setback is preparation for something greater. When you embrace this mindset, setbacks lose their power over you. Instead of feeling defeated, you feel motivated. Instead of giving up, you adapt. You see every challenge as a lesson in resilience, discipline, and mental strength. But how do you apply this in daily life? Start by changing your inner dialogue. Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," ask, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of saying, "This is too hard," tell yourself, "This is making me stronger." The way you talk to yourself shapes the way you see the world, and the way you see the world shapes your reality. If you want to train your mind for growth, start by reframing struggles as opportunities. A practical way to reinforce this mindset is by keeping a growth journal. Every day, write down one challenge you faced and what you learned from it. Over time, you'll begin to see a pattern. Every challenge made you better in some way. This simple habit shifts your focus from frustration to progress. It reminds you that every step forward, no matter how small, is part of the journey to becoming limitless. Imagine how your life would change if you approached every problem with this mindset. Less fear, more confidence, a sense of control over your own development. Instead of avoiding challenges, you'd embrace them. Instead of fearing failure, you'd see it as part of the process. This shift in perspective is what separates those who stay stagnant from those who reach their full potential. Here's a challenge. For the next 24 hours, whenever you face something difficult, pause. Instead of reacting with frustration, ask yourself, "How is this making me better?" Write it down. Reflect on it. If you make this a habit, your mindset will change. And when your mindset changes, your life changes. 6. The art of letting go. Letting go is not about giving up. It's about freeing yourself. The Stoics understood that holding on to things we cannot control, past mistakes, lost opportunities, or the opinions of others, only leads to suffering. If you train your mind to release what no longer serves you, you will find true peace. Epictetus put it simply, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This is the essence of letting go, focusing only on what you can control and surrendering the rest. Think about how much time and energy we waste dwelling on things we cannot change. We replay past conversations, wishing we had said something different. We stress over the future, fearing what might happen. We hold on to grudges, thinking that resentment punishes the other person, when in reality, it only poisons our own peace of mind. But the Stoics teach us that the more we resist reality, the more we suffer. The only way forward is acceptance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Life will throw unexpected challenges at you. People will disappoint you. Plans will fail. But none of that has the power to disturb you unless you allow it. By accepting reality as it is, without resistance, without attachment, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. Consider this. Imagine you're holding a rope, and on the other end is something you desperately want. Maybe it's a person, a job, or a goal you've tied your happiness to. But the harder you pull, the more resistance you feel. The tension builds, the struggle continues, and you suffer. Now, What happens if you simply let go of the rope? The resistance disappears. The struggle ends. You're free. This is the power of detachment, not apathy, but understanding that clinging to what you cannot control only brings suffering. So how can you apply this in your daily life? Start with a simple practice. When you find yourself dwelling on something outside your control, pause. Ask yourself, is this helping me or is this holding me back? If it's the latter, take a deep breath and mentally release it. You don't have to carry every burden. Letting go is a choice. Imagine how different your life would be if you embraced this mindset. Less stress, more clarity, stronger relationships. Instead of being trapped in the past or paralyzed by fear of the future, you would be fully present. You would experience life as it is, not as you wish it to be. This shift in thinking allows you to move forward with a sense of peace, no longer weighed down by what you cannot change. Here's a challenge. For the next 24 hours, practice conscious letting go. Every time you catch yourself holding on to something that causes stress, whether it's regret, frustration, or worry, pause. Take a deep breath, accept it, and release it. Notice how much lighter you feel. If this lesson resonates with you, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Stoic Teachings today. Let me know in the comments, what's one thing you're choosing to let go of today? Let's build stronger, freer minds together. 7. Training your resilience. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, it's about becoming stronger because of them. The Stoics believe that hardships are not obstacles to life, they are life. If you train your mind to embrace challenges instead of resisting them, you will build the kind of mental strength that allows you to face anything with confidence. Seneca once wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Every challenge, every failure, every setback is an opportunity to grow. The question is, are you willing to see it that way? Think about the toughest moments in your life, the moments that tested you, the ones that made you doubt yourself. At the time, they may have felt overwhelming. But now, looking back, aren't those the same moments that shaped you the most? The Stoics understood that resilience is a skill, not a trait. It's something you build by facing adversity head-on rather than avoiding it. The more you expose yourself to difficulty, the stronger you become. Epictetus taught, "It is difficulties that show what men are." When you face hardship, you have two choices. You can see yourself as a victim, or you can see yourself as a warrior in training. The choice determines your experience. If you believe every difficulty is an unfair burden, you suffer twice, once from the event itself and again from your resistance to it. But if you see every challenge as an opportunity to sharpen your mind, nothing can truly break you. One of the most practical ways to train resilience is through voluntary discomfort. The Stoics practiced this regularly to prepare themselves for hardship. They would sleep on the floor, endure cold baths, or go without food, not because they enjoyed suffering, but because they knew that comfort weakens the mind. When you intentionally expose yourself to small hardships, you build a tolerance for discomfort, and when real adversity comes, you are prepared. Try it yourself. Take a cold shower. Skip a meal. Go a day without social media. Notice how your mind reacts. It will resist at first, but over time, you will learn that you are stronger than your impulses. This is resilience in action, not just enduring hardship, but becoming immune to it. Now imagine how different your life would be if you embrace this mindset fully. Less fear, more confidence. Instead of dreading obstacles, you'd welcome them as training. Instead of being controlled by fear, you'd be fueled by it. This shift in thinking is what separates those who merely survive from those who truly thrive. Here's a challenge. For the next 24 hours, deliberately choose one small discomfort. Walk instead of drive. Take a cold shower. Say no to something easy and yes to something difficult. Train your mind to see discomfort as a tool for growth, because every time you do, you become a little stronger. 8. Mastering daily habits. Your life is the sum of your habits. Every small action, every repeated choice, every seemingly insignificant routine adds up over time. If you train your mind to master your daily habits, you take control of your future. The Stoics believed that discipline, not motivation, determines success. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In other words, stop thinking about what you should do. Start doing it daily until it becomes who you are. How often do we wait for the right moment to start something new? We tell ourselves we'll begin exercising when we feel motivated. We'll wake up earlier when we're less tired. We'll read more when life slows down. But the truth is, there is no perfect moment. The Stoics understood that action comes first, motivation follows. A habit is not something you think about. It's something you do consistently until it becomes automatic. Seneca taught, "The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately." This means we must stop delaying the habits that shape the person we want to become. If you want to build mental strength, practice discipline daily. If you want to gain knowledge, read every day. If you want to be calm under pressure, train yourself through small moments of stillness. Greatness isn't built overnight. It's crafted in the small, repeated choices you make every single day. Think about someone who is physically strong. They didn't get there by working out once in a while when they felt like it. They committed to training, day after day, regardless of their mood. The same principle applies to your mind. If you want mental strength, you must train it daily. Start with one simple habit. Maybe it's journaling for 5 minutes each morning. Maybe it's setting aside time to reflect in the evening. Maybe it's practicing gratitude before bed. The key is to make it small, easy, and repeatable, because consistency is more powerful than intensity. One of the most effective Stoic practices is negative visualization, imagining life without the things you take for granted. This habit trains your mind to appreciate what you have and prepares you for adversity. Every morning, take a moment to reflect. What if today was my last day? What if I lost what I have? Instead of causing fear, this exercise strengthens you. It reminds you that every moment is valuable, every experience is temporary, and that you must act with purpose now. Imagine how different your life would be if you committed to just one habit for the next 30 days. Less procrastination, more self-control, a stronger sense of direction. You wouldn't have to rely on fleeting motivation because your actions would become automatic. You'd wake up every day knowing you're actively shaping your future. Here's your challenge. Pick one habit, just one, something small but meaningful. Commit to it every day for the next week. No excuses, no overthinking, just action. And watch how it transforms not only your routine, but your entire mindset. 9. The power of visualization. Your mind is your most powerful tool. The way you see yourself and your future shapes your reality. If you train your mind to visualize success, to anticipate challenges, and to mentally prepare for obstacles, you will gain an unshakable advantage in life. The Stoics understood the power of visualization not as a way to dream, but as a way to prepare. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly." This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils, was a core Stoic exercise in visualization. It was not about fear, but about fortifying the mind for anything that may come. How often do we allow uncertainty to create anxiety? We worry about what might happen, fearing the unknown. But the Stoics teach us that instead of fearing the future, we should mentally walk through it. Imagine the worst-case scenario, not to dwell in negativity, but to prepare yourself so that if it happens, you will not be caught off guard. Seneca said, "He robs present ills of their power, who has perceived them coming beforehand." When you visualize difficulties in advance, you weaken their impact. You replace fear with preparation. Think about an important event in your life. Maybe it's an upcoming presentation, a difficult conversation, or a major decision. Your instinct may be to hope for the best and avoid thinking about failure, but the Stoics would advise otherwise. Instead, imagine every possible challenge. What if something goes wrong? What if someone reacts negatively? What if you fail? Now, picture how you will respond. See yourself staying calm, adapting, and handling the situation with strength. By rehearsing success and preparing for setbacks, you are mentally training yourself for real-life situations. This same principle applies to goal setting. If you want to achieve something great, you must first see it in your mind. Athletes do this before competitions, mentally walking through their performance. Surgeons do it before operations, envisioning each precise movement. And you can do it too, whether it's preparing for a job interview, building confidence, or strengthening self-discipline. When you repeatedly visualize yourself succeeding, your mind begins to accept it as reality. You become more confident, more focused, and more likely to take action. One of the most powerful Stoic visualization techniques is the view from above. Close your eyes and imagine yourself from a higher perspective. See yourself from above your own body, then zoom out. See your city, your country, the world. Realize how small your problems truly are in the grand scheme of things. This exercise shifts your perspective, allowing you to let go of stress and focus on what truly matters. It reminds you that life is fleeting and that every moment should be lived with purpose. Now, imagine how different your life would be if you applied these visualization techniques daily. Less fear, more clarity, a sense of control over your emotions and reactions. Instead of worrying about what could go wrong, you would be mentally prepared for whatever comes. You would not only train your mind for success, but also for resilience in the face of adversity. Here's a challenge. Before you go to bed tonight, take 5 minutes to visualize tomorrow. Imagine the challenges you might face. See yourself handling them with confidence. Picture yourself succeeding in your goals. Make this a habit, and over time, you will notice a shift. Your mind will become sharper, your actions more deliberate, your focus unshakable. If this lesson resonates with you, take a second to like this video and subscribe to Stoic Teachings today. And tell me in the comments, what's one situation you will visualize success for today? Let's train our minds together. 10. The role of gratitude. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a mindset. The Stoics understood that the key to inner peace lies in appreciating what we already have, rather than constantly longing for more. If you train your mind to focus on gratitude, you will find contentment in the present moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess, and then thankfully remember how you would crave for them if they were not yours." How often do we take life for granted? We chase the next achievement, the next possession, the next milestone, always thinking happiness is just one step away. But the Stoics teach us that happiness is not found in having more, it is found in appreciating what is already in front of us. Imagine losing something you take for granted, your health, a loved one, or even the ability to wake up in the morning. How much would you wish to have it back? This practice, known as negative visualization, helps us realize the immense value of what we already possess. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Even our hardships can be sources of gratitude. Every challenge we endure shapes us, strengthens us, and teaches us something valuable. Instead of resisting life's difficulties, we can learn to be thankful for them. The more we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have, the more resilient we become. One powerful way to cultivate gratitude is through daily reflection. Every night, take a moment to think of 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be grand, perhaps a meaningful conversation, a moment of peace, or simply the warmth of the sun on your skin. This simple habit rewires your brain, training your mind to seek out the positive instead of dwelling on what's missing. Imagine how different your life would be if you approached every day with gratitude. Less stress, more fulfillment, a deeper appreciation for the people and experiences around you. Instead of always reaching for something outside yourself, you would realize that you already have everything you need to be content. Gratitude does not mean settling. It means recognizing that happiness is not in the future, it is in this moment. Here's your challenge. For the next 24 hours, every time you catch yourself complaining or wishing for something more, pause. Instead, think of something you are grateful for. Shift your focus. Make this a habit, and you will notice a profound change in the way you experience life. Everything we've covered in this video comes down to one simple truth. You have the power to train your mind. Your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, they are all within your control. The Stoics understood that true strength is not found in changing the world around you, but in mastering your own mind. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." We explored the importance of self-discipline, learning to overcome negative thoughts and sharpening your focus. We talked about emotional control, resilience, and the art of letting go. We learned how daily habits shape who we become, how visualization can prepare us for challenges, and how gratitude can shift our entire perspective on life. These are not just ideas, they are practices, and the more you apply them, the stronger your mind becomes. Imagine how your life could change if you started putting these lessons into action. Less stress, more clarity, a deeper sense of purpose. Instead of reacting to life, you would respond with wisdom. Instead of feeling stuck, you would move forward with confidence. The path to mental strength is not about knowing, it's about doing. So here's your challenge. Choose one Stoic principle from today's video and apply it immediately. Maybe you'll practice the Stoic pause to control your emotions. Maybe you'll visualize your day before it begins. Maybe you'll start a gratitude journal tonight. Whatever it is, take action now, because wisdom without action is wasted. If you found value in this video, take a moment to like and subscribe to Stoic Teachings today. Share your thoughts in the comments. What's one Stoic lesson you're going to apply today? Let's build stronger minds together. And remember, train your mind and you train your life.